Before we dive in, drop your age and where you're from in the comments below. How many years do you think you've got left to chase your biggest dreams? Maybe you think time is on your side, always there to catch up later. Maybe you assume billionaires like me have endless hours because we've made it. Or maybe you've never stopped to count how many sunsets you'll actually see before the clock runs out. This isn't just a talk, it's a wake-up call for anyone who's ever said someday and watched it slip away. I'm about to share the single mental shift that saved me not from failure, but from a life of regret. The code that lets me juggle SpaceX, Tesla, and family without wasting a second. By the end, you'll have a framework to reclaim your time and live without what-ifs. Let's crack this open. Let me get raw with you. In 2023, I hit a walnut, a business crash like 2008. Those I can navigate. This was deeper, existential. I was staring at project timelines for SpaceX and X, stretching decades into the future, and a cold truth hit. I might not be here to see them finish. I'm 52 now. Average lifespan, around 80 if I'm lucky. That's roughly 10,000 days left. Subtract sleep, and it's half that. Factor in Mars missions, kid chaos, and global crises, even less. That night, alone in my office, I grabbed a calculator. How many meaningful moments with my kids? How many breakthroughs worth fighting for? How many quiet evenings to just think? The numbers gut punched me. I'd built Tesla, SpaceX, and billions in wealth. But was I building a life? Success felt hollow if it meant missing the moments that define who I am, not as a CEO, but as a father, a thinker, a human. I've never shared this publicly before, but that night I started an experiment that rewrote how I live. It wasn't about working harder or smarter, it was about working truer. By the end of this, you'll have the exact tools I used to stop wasting time and start living with purpose. No fluff, just the raw truth from someone who stared down mortality and decided to fight back. Let's rewind to that night in 2023. House quiet, kids asleep, me alone with spreadsheets. Projects like Neuralink and Starship world changing, but they'd outlive me. I audited my past year, 18-hour days on rockets, EVs and AI, but family dinners, maybe 5. Distracted, unplugged vacations, zero deep reflections or personal growth. Squeezed into stolen moments. Most people think time is infinite until it's not. We chase money, status, impact, but ignore the clock ticking louder every day. I've failed spectacularly. SpaceX rockets exploded in 2008. Tesla nearly bankrupted me, but those taught me execution. This taught me priority. Ideas are cheap. Time is priceless. Most of us waste it on autopilot, scrolling X, stressing over emails, postponing joy for someday. Here's the brutal twist. Time isn't just limited, it's asymmetric. You can't buy back yesterday. I went to a funeral last year, a brilliant engineer, gone at 55. His last words to his wife, "Next year we'll travel." No next year came. His plans, trips, grandkids. That could have been me. It could be any of us. The lie we tell ourselves is that there's always tomorrow. But tomorrow isn't guaranteed, it's a gamble. And most of us are betting our lives on it without even realizing. Pause for a second. What's one thing you've been putting off until later? A passion project, a tough talk with someone you love, moving to a new city. Drop it in the comments, I read everyone. And your story might spark a breakthrough for someone else. Let's make this a conversation, not a lecture. Here's the code I cracked. Treat time like rocket fuel. Powerful, irreplaceable. Don't run from death. Use it as a filter. Ask yourself, if I had 1 year left, would I spend today this way? This isn't about quitting your job or going YOLO. It's surgical precision. I audited my days for 30 days, tracked every hour, every emotion, every choice. Shocking result. 40% of my time was limo-packed noise. Meetings I didn't need. Emails I shouldn't answer. Stress over trivial noise on X now. I optimize for high leverage joy and impact. Here's how it works. 1. Ruthless prioritization. Say no to 90% of invites. Focus on what moves the needle. Family, world-changing work, personal growth. I block 1 hour daily for think time. No devices, just clarity. Non-negotiable. 2. Failure as fuel. Tie it to time. Every flop saves time long term. 2008's rocket crashes. They compressed years of learning into months. No failures, no Starship today. Fail fast, learn faster. 3. Daily death reminder. Sounds dark, works like magic. End each day asking, was this worth my finite hours? It turns regret into rocket fuel. 4. Amplify joy. Double down on what lights you up. For me, it's unplugged kid time and bold bets like Mars. For you, find your spark and protect it. This code transformed me. I'm a better dad. Weekly game nights with my kids. No phones allowed. Better leader delegating trivia. Empowering genius. Better human chasing meaning over metrics. Time isn't money, it's life. After cracking this code, everything shifted. Tesla's innovating faster because I cut the noise. SpaceX hit milestones ahead of schedule because I focused on what matters. But the real win, no regrets. I sleep knowing I'm all in on what counts. My kids' laughter. Humanity's future. Moments of clarity that recharge my soul. You think billionaires have secrets? This is it. We don't have more time. We waste less. Extraordinary lives aren't about avoiding failure or hoarding hours. They're about spending them boldly. The person who colonizes Mars isn't the one with endless days. It's the one who makes each one count. Let's talk numbers. Average life expectancy, 80 years. That's 29,200 days. You've spent 10,950 by 50. 18,250. Sleep takes a third. Mundane tasks another chunk. How many days do you have left for the stuff that matters? Not as many as you think. I tested this code during a brutal 2024 Neuralink's first human trials. Starship's orbital tests. X's algorithm fights all while raising kids and dodging global chaos. Without this framework, I'd have burned out. Instead, I thrived. My kids know me not just as dad who builds rockets, but as the guy who listens. My teams innovate faster because I'm not micromanaging, and I'm calmer because I know I'm spending my hours on what aligns with my core. Your turn. If you knew you had 1 year left, what one change would you make today? A new project? More time with family? Cutting toxic ties? Comment below. Let's build a community of time. Your idea might inspire my next move, or someone else's. Let's make this real. Your 30-day time code challenge. 1. Track ruthlessly. Log every hour in a notebook or app. Like toggle rate each activity. Does it bring joy, impact, align with your values? Cut the bottom 20% meat, doom scrolling whatever's draining you. 2. Death filter ritual. Every evening, ask, if this was my last day, am I good with it? Write one sentence on what you'd change tomorrow. Small tweaks compound fast. 3. Amplify your wins. Find what sparks you. Maybe it's writing, running, or deep talks. Schedule it like a board meeting. I block kid time like it's a SpaceX launch. 4. Fail smarter. Try something new weekly. A hobby, a bold pitch, a tough If it flops, extract the lesson and move on. Failure's only wasted if you don't learn. 5. Share the code. Teach one person this mindset. Explaining it locks it in for you. I failed at time management for decades, chasing shiny objects, pleasing everyone but myself. Now it's my superpower. You'll stumble too, but that's the point. Iterate until time bends to your will. Example, I cut 80% of my meetings in 2024. Result, more time for strategic thinking, which led to Starship's reusable booster breakthroughs. I doubled family time, game nights, random ice cream runs. My kids opened up about fears and dreams I'd never heard before. That's worth more than any Here's the deeper pattern. Most people think success is about avoiding mistakes or stacking achievements. That's a trap. It leads to a safe, mediocre life. Extraordinary results come from bold risks, rapid experiments, and treating time as your most sacred asset. The question isn't, will I fail? If you're chasing big dreams, you will multiple times. The question is, will you let fear of failure steal your hours? I've failed more than most 3 rocket explosions. Tesla's near-death, Neuralink's early stumbles. Each taught me what safe players never learn. This mindset lets me sleep soundly despite billions on the line for projects that might not work. Why? Because I know even failures teach me what I need to succeed. SpaceX's 4th launch in 2008. It worked because we failed right 3 times before. Tesla's Roadster, delivered because we embraced production hell as data, not defeat. Your life's the same. That startup you're scared to launch, the book you're not writing, the relationship you're avoiding. Fear of failure is the real thief, not the clock. Every day you postpone is a day you can't reclaim. Let's talk legacy. I don't want to be remembered for cars or rockets alone. I want my kids to say, Dad was there when it mattered. I want humanity to say, he pushed us to the stars. That's why I optimize for impact and joy, not just output. One more time, what's one dream you're delaying because you're scared it won't work? Drop it in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable. I'll share one too, stay tuned. The secret isn't more time, it's better time. Regret is the enemy, not death. Crack this code, and failures become stepping stones. Life becomes epic. You're not just surviving, you're thriving on borrowed time. Here's my challenge to you. Live 1 year as if it's your last. Not recklessly, but intentionally. Ask every day, is this worth my hours? Cut what isn't, amplify what is. Fail fast, learn faster, live fully. What's my personal stake? I'm sharing this because I almost lost myself to someday. I don't want that for you. I'm still learning. Last week, I skipped a gala to build a fort with my kids. Best decision of 2025 so far. Your dream, whether it's a business, a book, or a better bond with someone you love, is waiting on the other side of action. The clock's ticking, but now you control it. Share this with someone stuck in someday mode. Subscribe if you want more unfiltered truths on failure, time, and building a future that matters. Let's build a community that lives boldly. Remember, time doesn't wait, but you can master it. Your move. Go claim your hours.